Hello everybody, Jonathan Wolf here, and welcome back to a brand new Retro Achievements Mastery playthrough. Today, we're going to be tackling our first PlayStation 2 game, and that game is Sly Cooper and the Thievius Racoonus. So yeah, this game is... Well, first off, we have... When it comes to the PlayStation 2 platforming mascot franchises, similar to the PlayStation 1, you either had Crash or Spyro. And in the case of the PlayStation 2, you had either Jak and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank, or Sly Cooper. For me, it was Sly. I grew up with Sly. I basically owned, played, and beaten all 3 games. Although, funny enough, I wasn't able... I know I beat 1 on PS2, but I didn't beat 2 and 3 until I got the HD collection for PS3. And then I got Thieves in Time, and yeah, I'm a huge Sly Cooper fan. It is one of my favorite platforming mascot franchises, alongside I was gonna say Spyro, but I don't have a lot of feelings for the first game. I think the second game is just not that great. And the only Spyro game that I actually legitimately love is Year of the Dragon. That, and also Enter the Dragonfly is a broken, laggy mess of a game. And A Hero's Tale is good, so I guess there's that. But yeah, anyway, Sly Cooper, I love this franchise. I love all 4 games, except that Sly 2 is actually my least favorite, but we'll get to Sly 2. But Sly 1 has 110 achievements, and yeah, this is not gonna be that bad, because this game is actually, when it comes to the achievement set, I would say that this is actually a very fun achievement set. Although there are some missable achievements that are and will be a bit of a nuisance, but we're gonna get into them as we go along with this mastery. So yeah, let's just not waste any time. Let's just get on with it, you know? Let's just go immediately. Also, yeah, I gotta lower the volume because, unlike Duck Station, PCSX2 is default to 100. But, you know, I can just lower it in editing, but I don't want to have it too high, but also not too low. Alright, now, my biggest hope is that I get to fix what was broken last time. I'll explain once we get past this intro. You know, it's funny because on the HD version, you can very clearly see Sly in the shadow parts of that intro cutscene, which is so funny. But yeah, here we go. Sly Cooper and Thievius Racoonus, also known as Sly Raccoon in the UK, I believe, because Cooper is actually a very bad word. I actually forgot what it means, but yeah, it's not good. And yeah, this was developed by Sucker Punch. Sly, I believe this was their second game they actually made, because yeah, the first game they ever made was Rocket Robot on Wheels for the N64, and I have heard of that game, but I've never played it, so I don't know what to say of that game. But yeah, basically, this was their second attempt at making a game, and honestly, it's a good game. I love Sly 1. It has a lot of very archaic elements, and also a lot of similarities to a particular orange rat, which we'll get into later. But in terms of my order of the Sly games from worst to best, I would put this game in number 2, if I'm being completely honest. Although Thieves in Time, in terms of gameplay, is the best of the series, Sly 3 is just my favorite overall, and Sly 2 is my least favorite Sly game, but again, we'll get to Sly 2. I'll get to why when we get to Sly 2, because I have a lot of problems with that game. And yeah, basically, after the Sly trilogy, because Thieves in Time was developed by Sanzaru, they would actually go to the PlayStation 3 with the Infamous games, and then onto the PlayStation 4 and 5 with the Ghost games, you know, Ghost of Tsushima and Yotai. And yeah, they actually, funny enough, they actually name-dropped Sly when asked about if they're going to make a new Ghost game, and I'm like, wait, what? You can't just do that in Insomniac. You can't just name-drop that, Sucker Punch. Like, don't do that. Don't give us hope. But yeah, with that said, let's go ahead and get started. And oh my god, I am hoping and praying that it works. If it works, then I'm gonna start the timer.
Sly!
Yes!
Come in! Sly! Do you read me?
Yeah, I read you. Loud and very loud.
Sorry, I'm a little nervous. Trying to break into police headquarters does that.
Get over it, Bentley. You're safe in the van. I'm the thief here. I've got to steal that file from Inspector Carmelita Fox.
Well, count on me to be your eyes and ears, buddy. Got their security system totally scoped. To get inside, you're gonna have to go through that air vent.
All right, I'm going in.
And don't forget you got me at the wheel, Sly. All you gotta do is grab the file and get back to the van. We'll do the rest.
Just keep that engine running, Murray. I'll be down in no time.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna have to get rid of the controller because I do want to show the dialogue sections, which are pretty charming. And yeah, this game is charming like you wouldn't believe. But yeah, I'm actually glad that this actually worked because, yeah, I was actually gonna do this yesterday. I was actually gonna start mastering this game yesterday, but for some reason, when I started a new game, the dialogue was not being spoken. Or there was no voice acting, essentially. Which, you know, it's a cardinal sin to not have voice acting or to not hear the incredible voice acting in this game. Because, yeah, the voice acting in this game is phenomenal. I love this. Why do I have vibration on my controller? I don't want that. Get out of here, you ugly cancer. Alright. So, yeah. Sony Computer Entertainment America presents the game freezing. Nice. A Sucker Punch production. Sly Cooper and the Thievius Racoonus. Oh man, it feels good to get back to this game. Because, yeah, I haven't played this game in so long. And I'm talking about in general, because I have played, because, you know, nowadays, when it comes to Sly Cooper, I mostly play, or when it comes to the first Sly game, I mostly play the original, but when it comes to 2 and 3, I usually play them on the HD version, because, don't get me wrong, the HD version, one of the best HD versions on the PlayStation 3, which is not saying much, because, you know, we're comparing it to what? The Silent Hill collection and, the God of War collections are pretty good, but yeah, there is one particular issue I have with the HD collection when it comes to this game, and anyone who's played the HD version of Sly 1 knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Hey, Bentley, I think I'm seeing things. Must be vertigo or something. Can you see those crazy blue lights?
Really? I've read about this. Master raccoon thieves are able to sense thieving opportunities, which manifest themselves as unexplainable blue auras. According to my research, all you have to do is get near them and hold down the circle button, and you should perform a super sneaky master thief move.
Hold down the circle button near blue auras. I'm on it.
Super Snaky 5 moves. Oh my god. God, I wish I could. Man, every time I hear Bentley, I always get reminded of the SGB playthroughs they've done on Sly, because oh my god, the Bentley impersonations for John's impersonate. Some call me Johnny's impersonation of Bentley is probably the funniest thing I think I've ever about those playthroughs.
Be extra careful here, Sly. Break one of those laser beams and you'll set off the alarms. Not to mention, you'll be fried to a crisp.
Okay, so you may notice in the bottom right corner we have an active achievement.
Nice job, you're in. Inspector Carmelita Fox's office is behind the red door.
And basically that icon is basically our meat of the set, where you basically need to complete every level of the game without triggering alarms. In the case of this level, we have to do it without triggering any alarms. So in this case, you have to make sure you do not touch any of those yellow lasers. But yeah, right here we got the red door.
That door must be super reinforced, Sly. Maybe there's a way to get around it.
Is there, Bentley? Okay, I need to find a way to move the controller so that... Or I could just move it up, but I think it's gonna take a bit of the screen. Maybe I should make it smaller.
Way to go, Sly. This is where Inspector Carmelita Fox stashes all her important files. I hacked into the police security mainframe and discovered this vault's combo. Try dialing in 937.
I mean, I could put it here, but... Yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't look that... It just looks intrusive. I could make it smaller. No, I don't want to make it smaller. You know what? I'm gonna leave it there in the meantime. But yeah. Also, no 1, 2, 3. How could you, Bentley? I feel betrayed. And there it is. Carmelita forgot who her foe... Oh my god. I cannot read today. Carmelita forgot who her foe was. So yeah, we got get Sly's file at police headquarters without triggering the alarm.
Nice job! You got it! If you come down through the fire escape and head through the parking lot, we'll be waiting in the getaway van.
Alright. Maybe I should lower the opacity as well. Let me do it in this cutscene.
Criminal! You foolish raccoon. I've caught you red-handed.
Ah, Carmelita. I haven't seen you since I gave you the slip in Bombay.
Which reminds me, you need to return the Firestone of India to its rightful owners.
And I was gonna give it to you as a little token of my... Hey, you know, that bazooka really brings out the color of your eyes. Very fetching.
You think? This pistol packs a paralyzing punch. You ought to try it. Might snap you out of your crime spree.
And give up our little rendezvous?
Plenty of time for that once you're safely behind bars.
Love to stick around and chat, but I just dropped by to pick up this case file. I think you've had it long enough.
No, I cannot find the opacity setting. It's probably a filter, but you know what? I was gonna leave it there just for the sake of it, even though it's covering Sly, but whatever. Alright, here we go. Carmelita's escape sequence. And yeah, for this part, just stick to the road because she will only target the cars. She will never target you. So yeah, dying here is completely impossible unless you decide to jump into fire or something. I love the fist thing.
Once again, my gang and I had given Inspector Carmelita Fox the slip. I was surprised to see how well she took it. Finally, the secret police file I'd been searching for all these years. With this, I could avenge my family and regain possession of our most valued treasure. It all began when I was just a kid, bouncing on my father's knee. You see, I come from a long line of master thieves who kept all their secrets of sneaking and stealing in an ancient book. The Thievius Racoonus. Anyone who read it learned to be especially sneaky, which is why we specialize in stealing from criminals. After all, there's no honor, no challenge, no fun stealing from ordinary people. You rip off a master criminal, and you know you're a master thief. Well, on the night I was supposed to inherit the book, 5 visitors came unannounced to our door. My father fought to protect us, but the gang of villains known as the Fiendish Five overpowered him and ransacked our house until they found the Thievius Racoonus. Our family's manual of thieving greatness fell into their filthy hands. They tore the book into 5 pieces and split it up, each villain disappearing to the farthest corners of the world to commit dastardly crimes. Broken alone, I was dumped at the town orphanage. There I met two guys who became my lifelong buddies and trusted crew. Bentley, techno genius and strategist supreme, and Murray, part-time driver and full-time burden. Together we pledged to track down the Fiendish Five, avenge my father, and steal back the Thievius Racoonus. I knew I was about to face the toughest test of my life. On this mission, I would either become a master thief like my ancestors before me, or fail and allow my family name to bite the dust.
Alright, so yeah, that's basically the story of the game. We have to get back the family and the family memorabilia book, I guess, which is the titular Thievius Racoonus. Alright, when the following icon appears, your progress is being saved. While this icon is on the screen, please do not turn off your system or remove the memory card.
That was a nice piece of work back there at police headquarters, Sly. Come see me if you want to check out any of your old movies. I've got them all here on my computer. Use the left analog stick to move around the hideout and the X button to select things.
Alright, so yeah, with Bentley we can watch all the cutscenes in the game.
I've already plotted a route to our first target.
And we can start the first mission, or I was not going to call them the first chapter. However...
Oh, you want one?
we didn't get a peanut. So yeah, oh, shut up, Bentley. So yeah, basically in the hideout, if you go to the chapter after the one you're supposed to go, so chapter 1, if you go to chapter 2, we're gonna see Murray just doing something, and there is an achievement for interacting with Murray at every opportunity. So you have to do it for chapters 2 or for every chapter until we get to the final, until we unlock the final chapter. And yeah, Murray is not going to move to the next location until you beat the previous chapter. So, yeah, you basically have all the time, but just do it before starting the chapter.
I've already plotted a route to our first target.
But yeah, with that said, let's go ahead and get into the very first chapter of Sly Cooper.
The road trip gave me the time I needed to study up on Sir Raleigh the Frog. As a young man, this hot-tempered frog grew bored of his life of luxury and privilege. On a whim, he tried his hand at a bit of piracy and found it to his liking. Raleigh, who quickly became addicted to crime, was brought into the Fiendish Five as chief machinist, where his evil tinkering genius rose to new heights. The last reported sighting of this mad machinist was off the soggy coast of the Isle o' Wrath, a small island uncomfortably situated in the middle of the perilous Welsh Triangle.
Alright, Chapter 1, Tide of Terror. And yeah, I have to say, I love these cutscene and intro, like, to the intro chapter cutscenes. 1%, let's go! Alright, a stealthy approach. So, you may also notice that we now have an icon in the bottom left, or the bottom right, and basically, that icon is represented, is basically going to be your main focus for this set, because now we have to get the, basically we're going to be targeting for all the missable achievements in this set. So, basically for this one, we have a real stealthy approach. Get the key at the end of a stealthy approach without triggering alarms, losing a life, or losing a lucky charm. Exit level to retry. Now I am going to explain I'm going to explain more in detail these achievements once we actually, get the key, but for the meantime, let's just go ahead and play. And while we hear Bentley...
Hey, Sly! I just spotted something that's going to complicate the mission. See that nasty-looking gate? It blocks the only road leading into Raleigh's hideout.
No problem. I'll just use my climb move.
Okay, but remember, You can only climb on certain objects, like pipes and ropes.
Yeah, sure, and like that ladder there?
That is correct, but do not forget, Sly. You have to get close.
Then hit the circle button to grab it. Yeah. Relax, Bentley. I live for this stuff.
Yeah, and that's what worries me.
So yeah, if you continuously move the analog sticks, you can actually have Bentley and Sly like bop their heads, and you actually get an achievement for that. And that is bang your head. Mental health will drive you mad. Have Sly and Bentley or Murray headbang during a radio call. And you just have to continuously do it until you get the achievement. So yeah, you just gotta press up and down. Yeah, here we go. The first chapter.
Now this is very interesting. The message you just found appears to be some sort of clue. I'll decipher it here in the van. In the meantime, see if you can find any more clues. The more I have, the easier it'll be to crack the code.
So yeah, basically, when it comes to the first game of the Sly series, I'm just gonna go ahead and put this on the lightest way possible. This game is essentially a Crash Bandicoot clone because we have linear-ish levels. There are some open levels sometimes, but yeah, basically we have linear levels where we have to collect coins, we have to collect some extra collectibles, and also you die in one hit. So yeah. And yeah, that's actually like a big criticism that a lot of people, including me to some extent, has about the first Sly game, and that's the fact that it really doesn't have an identity of its own, since it pulls elements from Crash and just puts them with a new character in new like environments. However, I will give credit that at the very least, even though the somewhat of the structure is very similar to Crash, that cannot be said the same for the gameplay, because the gameplay in this game is just phenomenal.
Hold on, Sly. See those searchlights? One careless step and you'll be subjected to acute combustion.
You done whining? Let's go.
I'm just trying to keep you alive, partner. Fortunately for you, I launched these signal repeaters throughout Raleigh's fortress. Get close to one, and I can checkpoint your progress.
Nice.
Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna put the controller there because I'm tired of turning off the thing. Alright, so oh yeah, another thing is that if you go back to specific locations, you may see this icon of Bentley saying L1. If you press it, you can get the cutscene again.
See those searchlights?
But you can just skip it again by pressing L1. Okay, so right here we got our first like challenge part, because yeah, we have to avoid the searchlights so that otherwise we're gonna trigger the alarm. Now, I don't know if I'm actually going to ever showcase the trigger system, but basically, if you trigger an alarm system, or if you touch anything that is yellow when it comes to the alarm system, it will turn red, and then the alarm will start blaring. And basically, when the searchlights turn red, if you touch them again, you will be submitted to, as Bentley says, you will be submitted to acute combustion. And yeah, right here we get ourselves a checkpoint. And oh, I want to kill the bee. Oh, I killed the bee.
According to my amphibio positioning system, that big blimp is where Raleigh is hiding out.
You know, that blimp looks more like a machine than a hideout.
You're right, Sly. That is a storm machine. It's the reason why it never stops raining around here.
That explains all the wrecked ships.
But why would Raleigh want bad weather at his own hideout 24/7?
Beats me. But rain or shine, I'm gonna steal my family's book back. And if Raleigh gets in my way, it's on.
Alright. Mole! A fire mole. Alright. Now, you may also notice that we also have coins. And we're back at 13. How can I... No, not you. Wait, can I see the... Oh, I guess there's no way to bring the UI like in Crash. But yeah, you may notice that I have 13 again. So I'm like, wait, did my coin counter reset? What's going on? And yeah, that it actually reset because the way coins work is very similar to Crash, similar to the Wampa Fruit. However, instead of getting a life, because yes, we have lives in this game, once you get 100, you will get what is known as...
Nice job so far, Sly. To get over the next gate, you'll need to grab onto this hook using your cane. Just jump and hit the circle button.
Got it. Jump and hit the circle button to grab onto hooks.
Then yeah, you will actually get a lucky charm, which is this horseshoe that is on your backpack. And basically, this horseshoe is the equivalent of Aku Aku because yeah, like I said, you die in one. If you get hit by anything, you die immediately. So the horseshoes or lucky charms as the game puts it are basically your protection. And yeah, if you take damage, then you just lose it, and if you take damage again after losing the lucky charm, you will die. So yeah, pretty simplistic, no need to explain further, so yeah. Alright, so here we have the final section. Alright, let me wait for the spotlights. I'm just gonna go in and destroy the alarm, just to get out of the way. And defeat this walrus. Not a mole, a walrus. Alright. And yeah, once you destroy the alarm, sonar? No, not sonar. The alarm speaker? Yeah, I'm gonna call it the alarm speaker, I guess. Every alarm trigger tied to it will disappear. Alright, but yeah, we're gonna go over here to get the last clue bottles. And yeah, as Bentley puts it, that safe that is down there requires you to get all the clue bottles.
You found it, Sly! That's the final clue to crack the code! Now, press the
Oh, whoops.
to enter the vault code.
So yeah, basically...
The clues have led
No, I guess
me
I'll
to
show you.
believe that the code for this vault is 792.
792. And we got safe, a stealthy approach.
Sly, you found a page from the Thievius Racoonus. This page teaches old Drake Cooper's fast attack dive move. Press the triangle button to use it.
So yeah, basically we can once you collect the clue bottles, we can open the safe. Now the codes for the saves are actually predetermined, and when I say predetermined, I mean that it doesn't matter the order you get them. The first save will always have the same number. The first save you open will always have the same number or the same combination. The second save will always have the same combination, and so far and so forth until the final one. And basically, you can once you unlock the save, you will unlock a new power-up. In this case, we got ourselves a dive. And yeah, basically, even if you know the code, you cannot access the safe until you collect all the clue bottles. So even if you have all the codes written down, the game will not allow you to open the safe until you get all the bottles. But yeah, here we go. We got ourselves our first key. So let's crack it open. And there we go. So we got a stealthy approach for getting the key in the first stage, and a real stealthy approach for getting the key at the end, for getting the key in the first level without triggering alarms, losing a life, or losing a lucky charm. Now you may be wondering, why are they... Oh, you cannot see my mouse. Why is the achievement considered as missable? Considering the fact that, you know, once you beat this level, you can actually go back to it. So what's the point? Now, well, the reason as to why it's missable is because of the description. It says, get the key at the end of the level. And yes, it's get the key. And the reason as to why, and the reason because of it is because once you get the key, you will not be able to get the key again. And yeah, basically what you have to do is you have to go through every level in the game that has a treasure key, which is what the game calls it, without... Oh, God. I almost fell into the water. Nice. But yeah, basically you need to get every key on your first go without taking damage or triggering an alarm. And this can actually be scary. However, this game is actually very easy to actually not trigger alarms.
Flint looks like the most secured location on this boat. If Raleigh's really as smart as his police files suggest, then that's where I'll find him.
Wonderful idea, but your plan is flawed.
Why?
Because it's impossible to get near him. To access Raleigh's blimp, you would have to sneak through that high-voltage power tube. To do that without getting electrocuted, you'd have to destroy that power generator. And to do that, you'd need 2 more of Raleigh's treasure keys, which are heavily guarded.
Interesting. So when are you gonna get to the impossible part?
Fine. But I warned you. I've marked the areas you need to hit with holographic markers. Follow them to your objectives.
Thanks.
Don't mention it. It's your funeral.
I'll be fine, Bentley. Stop being a drama queen. Alright. And here we got a lucky charm.
Wow, you found a lucky charm. That'll protect you when you take any damage.
So yeah, right here we got a gold charm, and yeah, basically, and yeah, unlike Aku Aku, once you get a second charm, you cannot get a third one. So you basically cannot go invincible like in Crash Bandicoot. However, that being said, because we have a gold charm, once we get 100 coins, instead of getting a extra charm, we're actually going to get a 1-up, which is very interesting. Alright, so in this first area, we have these holographic markers, as Bentley puts it, and basically these are your levels. So we got Into the Machine, and yeah, basically in this area we got 4 of them. So we got, and yeah, if we press select, we can actually check the levels. And you can also press, and you can also confirm to actually warp to them. You can also warp back to the hideout, which is the chapter select, so yeah, that's actually pretty cool. So yeah, we got Into the Machine, High Class Heist, The Fire Down Below, and a Cunning Disguise. Now, even though we have a level select, yeah, we cannot access them, and that is because we haven't accessed the level yet. So yeah, with that said, let's just go ahead and go into the machine. And yeah, I also do like that these hub worlds have like an exploration type of progression, which is pretty cool.
Better close those furnace doors. Jump and press the square button. That'll slam them shut.
Oh, not the circle button? Why not, Bentley? Alright, 30 bottles. Oh, that's gonna be interesting.
Eureka! We're in the engine room. My analysis tells me that if you trace the spinning crankshaft all the way back to its source, you'll find Raleigh's treasure key and sabotage his machine while you're at it.
Alright. So every level has around 20 to 30, I want to say to 35 bottles. I don't know if there's actually a level, I don't remember if there's a level with 40 bottles or 35, but I believe the max is 30, but I know the minimum is 20 as well. So yeah, it's not, there's no levels with 10 or 15 bottles. And yeah, usually the bottles are going to be like in the general direction. However, sometimes you have to go out of your way to get them. But they're not really that hard to find, especially considering that later down the road, we can actually get a power-up that is going to help us get clue bottles very easily, or find clue bottles very easily. Alright, so let's jump on these vents to get these clue bottles. Now, as you saw, you can actually drop the clue bottles by jumping on these vents. However, you do want to get the clue bottle that is on the middle, otherwise, yeah, you're not going to make it. And if you fall down, you have to go back to the beginning of the level. Also, one thing I'm going to say right here, right now, is that, man, say what you want about the first game, but, God, this soundtrack is so good. I forgot how good the soundtrack was. It does have some really good and catchy themes, but, man, there are... I keep forgetting how great the soundtrack is. And I also love how this game has like a normal variant of the song, a tranquil form or a more relaxed form, and an intense version of the, or an action-packed version of the song. It kind of reminds me of Taz Wanted, ironically enough, where you have the normal theme, then you have the theme that goes fast-paced and all rocky and all rock and roll when you are spinning around. And then we have the more relaxed theme when you're like sneaking, or you're like hypnotized by a music box or a jukebox. All right, so here we got some laser beams. Freaking laser beams. Now, I believe you can actually jump over them. However, I just don't recommend it because, yeah, it's a very risky maneuver. Because, yeah, like I said, we want to try to not trigger any alarms. And I would say that's the hardest part about the Missable Achievements. And that is the fact that triggering alarms can be kind of difficult depending on the level. Although I will say that the hitboxes are actually pretty generous. Like, for example, I'm pretty sure that... Well, there you go. Oh my god. First level, that isn't the freaking... what's it called? First level that isn't the freaking, starter level. I immediately fail. That is awesome. But yeah, like I was gonna say that, I'm pretty sure that Sly's tail does not count for the hitbox. Now the good thing is that you can just exit the level and be fine. And as a bonus, every bottle you collected will stay collected. So that's actually a good thing. Dive attack! Oh god. Yeah, we want to be careful and not go into the water. Otherwise, we're gonna freaking die. We're gonna get burned alive. Or we're going to get smashed like a potato. So, speaking of the... So, as we go back, I guess I should, you know, give my opinions on the other series of the other PS2 platforming series. Which, yeah, it's gonna be very quick because, as of now, I still haven't played a Ratchet & Clank game. Not to say that I'm not interested in them, but I just, you know, there's other games I'm currently playing. I mean, for instance, I'm finally starting Hades 2 after playing Hades for the past, like, couple months in between playing Silksong, which is honestly my game of the year as of now. And in case you're wondering, no, I haven't played Clair Obscur. I don't even own it. I don't even have it yet. I gotta buy it, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not into those types of like RPG types of games. Then again, I've never actually beaten a Final Fantasy game, so maybe that's the problem. Maybe I'm the problem. I mean, I'm the problem regardless, so yeah, it's not the game's fault. Oh, come on, Slide. Drop in the hole. There you go. Yeah, we gotta remember that, because that's gonna be very important in the future. Because that's gonna be a key element to our survival when we revisit this level, because I'll show you when we finish the level. Ooh. I would say that the fire-breathing walrus are the more dangerous enemies of this chapter, because their fire, the hitbox on the fire can be very finicky. So, yeah. All right, so we're gonna send this thing over there, so we can have this thing stop spinning fastly. And down here, we should get the last bottles. Yeah, there's one right here. Oh god, I almost jumped into the freaking molten lava. And yeah, those pipes, you can actually grab them with a circle button. So there you go. All right. And here we got the mini save that will, I believe it always contains 2 clue bottles. Already in that, Bentley.
I can't believe I pieced this one together. Try 227.
Alright, 227. So yeah, if you actually went into another level first instead of this one, the code for that save would be 227. So that's basically what I mean, that the codes are predetermined.
Stories claim she can move faster rolling than anyone else could on the run. Hold down the triangle button to use this move. Switch between your power-ups using L2 and R2.
So yeah, that's what I mean when it comes to the predetermined save combination, or the save combinations being predetermined. So yeah, if I decided to go into the fire down below instead of into the machine, the code for the save in that level would be 227. And this basically applies to every save in the game, even the first save in the prologue. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And yeah, because we send that thing flying, we just have to go through here, through that little pipe. All right. And here we go, the last, and here we are at the key. Now, because I love doing, but now because it's this level, and there it is. I'm standing in the void, I'm awesome. Oh man, I love doing stupid shit like that. Especially when especially when the key is like is close to a death pit. It's really funny. But yeah, we got into the machine for beating the level. And is it hot in here, or is it just me? Now, as you can see in the bottom, you can see there's actually a third icon. So we got the first icon, which is the treasure key. We got the second icon, which is the safe, and then we got the third icon. Now, I believe the third icon appears when you either get the key or get the safe. I don't remember exactly. But once you return to the level, you're going to see this you're going to see the sand clock. And basically, just like Crash 3, we have to do time trial. It's going to be a time trial type of mission. And you actually need to complete those to get 100% in the game. However, I'm not going to do them now because I'm going to wait until I get... I'm basically going to wait until I beat the game, getting all keys and all the saves. And yeah, I'm basically going to do the time trials, or the Master Thief sprints as they call them, as the game calls them, as pretty much like a post-game, essentially. Similar to how I did the Platinum Relics with Crash. So, and I'm not going to explain into detail, those into detail because
Come on, Sly. Look at all this stuff. Must be worth millions.
compared to the Platinum Relics,
Tighter security. You're gonna have to be extra sneaky to get the treasure key here.
yeah, compared to the Platinum Relics, the Master Thief sprints are actually different. And yeah, as you can see, we have some very interesting art. And also we got Raleigh. And yeah, we got the Mona Froglisa. It's not as cool as Frogfusius, but whatever. Or whatever they named him in the remake. Yeah, I forgot. What did they name? Oh, Frog Sage, right. Yeah, the RPG remake named Frogfusius, or renamed Frogfusius into Frog Sage, which is... I would say that's the worst change they did, considering that for Mac they changed his name to Clay Morton, which, you know, makes sense because I guess the first fight is a Claymore now, but yeah, I prefer Mac. It's more funny. Okay, now here I have the scariest alarm system in this level, where we have this evil gaze that is going to chase you while you stand on this floor. But we can just destroy the alarm. Okay, now before we actually go and explore... Oh, God. Oh, my God, that was close. Now, before we actually go back there, I'm actually going to clean up this area right here. And the reason why is because there are clue bottles in this area, and the safe is back there. I don't know if you can actually see it. Oh, yeah, there it is. So, yeah, the safe is over there. So, yeah, that's actually another thing, is that the safe is not always at the end of the level. Sometimes it's at the middle portion, or even at the beginning, as we're going to see later in this chapter. But yeah, here we have another difficult section, because we have to avoid going into the water and also triggering the alarm. But we got it, no problem, so that we're awesome. And yeah, for some reason the sneaky version of the song only plays when you are shimmying across ledges like this by holding down the circle button. No, I'm not good enough. I'm not good as Johnny. Because, man, yeah. Some Call Me Johnny's impersonation of Bentley is so good. Alright, let's get rid of the alarm. And, you know, I could actually get the key and get the achievement, but I'm going to be incredibly stubborn and not do it. Well, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be stubborn. I'm going to be stupid because, yeah, this is not stubbornness. This is being stupid. And, yeah, I guess I can show the roll here, which is, yeah, a basic roll. It's not... Right now, it's not as good. However, we can actually upgrade it to make it even better. And this roll, believe it or not, is actually going to be a very useful ally on the Master Thief sprints. Although, not really, but it can help. It can help in certain locations, like right here where we have this downslope. Yeah, right here we can just roll down. And yeah, you actually do move faster when you roll. Alright, now I don't need to get coins, but, you know, whatever. I'm not just playing this game again to get achievements. I'm doing this because I'm having fun. Because, yeah, like I said before, I love this game. I love the Sly games. Although 2 is a game, and honestly, okay, I'm going to save my full opinions on 2 when we get to it. But when Sly 2 does something good, it does it really good. That's like the biggest compliment I'll give Sly 2 overall. Not to mention that it also allowed, with Slide 2, the franchise essentially found an identity of its own. Which is honestly the best thing I can say about Slide 2, is that it changed the formula of the games for the better.
To enter the vault code. Whoever thought this code up knew what they were doing. Dial in 436.
Now, funny enough, if you actually already know the code, you can actually input it before Bentley gives you the code, and you'll actually unlock the save, which is pretty funny.
These are the blueprints of Raleigh's entire operation. I wonder... Yes, I can wire this info directly into your binocucom. It'll show you the position of nearby clues and breakable objects.
Okay, so here's a very important upgrade. For those who've never played this game, or for those who are playing this game for the first time, we got the blueprints. And basically, what this means is that it will show you if you use the binocucom by pressing L1, you'll actually see that we now have this orange reticle on this Raleigh statue. And basically what the blueprints do is they basically allow you to spot the location of breakable objects as well as clue bottles. Now, of course, I cannot show the clue bottles because we already have them all in this level. But I can showcase it once we get to the end right here. So let's roll around at the speed of stealth. Alright, let's see if we can actually go into the water. Haha! There we go. we're just floating in midair. Oh my god, that's so stupid. Oh, and I fell into the water. Did you hear that? I fell into the water in the cutscene. Oh man, that's awesome. Alright, and we got first class heist for getting the achievement. Alright, so now that we have 3 keys, we can actually get interrupted.
If my knowledge of mechanical engineering serves me right, applying significant rotational torque to achieve maximum velocity will yield a positive result.
You mean something good might happen if I can get the wheel to spin fast enough?
Isn't that what I just said?
Yeah, but in nerd's terms. You're a nerd, Bentley. You're a nerd. But yeah, now that we have 3 keys, we can actually go ahead and unlock this generator so we can actually go through that duct. However, we're not going to do that yet. Instead, I'm just going to go ahead and clear up this first part of the hub world. Because, yeah, every hub world in this game is divided into two, as you'll see in later chapters. But yeah, here we go. The fire down below. This is actually a pretty cool level.
Temperature's reading way off the charts in here. This must be the power source for the storm machine.
Alright, and yeah, starting things off, as you can see, we have the save right at the start, which is pretty funny. And yeah, basically, if we check your binocucom, yeah, as you can see, we now have a green reticle, and basically that will show the location of a clue bottle. So that's pretty cool. Now, although to be fair, the blueprint will the clue locator is going to help you somewhat, considering the fact that, you know, if you go past a point of no return, you cannot get the bottle. So yeah. Okay, there was a clue bottle there. Alright, come on, get in there. Okay, so right here we have to do the same thing we did to get into this level, to activate some positive results, as Bentley puts it, or half positive results after applying a lot of physics mumbo jumbo. Alright. Oh, okay. Don't fall off. Alright, I think I have to sacrifice... Yeah, I have to sacrifice that. However, we can do this. We can do this now. So yeah, we can actually use a little shortcut. And that's actually going to help us when we do the... When we do the Master Thief sprint. Okay, sure. Okay, fine. Whatever. I very clearly... Oh my god, okay. I very clearly hit the thing with the square, but whatever. Whoa! And I almost ran into the fire like a moron. And yeah, basically, as you saw, because I entered the level... Because I already, like, unlocked, so to speak, the level... Since it now has an illustration in the map, we can now press select to actually fast travel to it, which is going to be very convenient to when we get for when we do the Master Thief sprint, since that's going to save some backtracking time, and also to get the safe that is in this level, considering that it's at the start of it, it's at the very beginning of the level. All right, let's do this. Let's do this right this time. There we go. And we got a Lucky Charm. And yeah, Lucky Charms are going to be in the level. However, if you have a gold charm, you will not spawn, or any Lucky Charm that is in the level or the hub world will just despawn. So you want to keep that in mind. All right. Okay, and right here we got the last section of the level where we have to spin another wheel. Alright, let me explore everything. Okay, I think we're good. Wait, just in case. Okay, we got everything. Okay, so yeah, right here we have to spin this wheel, and as you may notice, we're going to activate the conveyor belt, and we're going to move that boiling rock close to us. And basically, we have to make it so that it crashes on that vent right there. And yeah, for this part, just take it slow. You're not rushed, so don't be stupid and fail the achievement for no reason. Okay, just in case. Yeah. 99 coins. Oh no. All right. What stupid thing I can do? There we go. The fire is dim, but Sly slunk in somehow. Oh my god. That's so stupid. Oh no. Okay. You know what? I'm going to do something different, and I'm actually going to get the save from here. Usually I save this save for last, and there's actually a very good reason as to why. Also, yeah, you will not be able to do the Master Thief sprint until you unlock the safe.
No code can stand before me.
Okay, that's actually good to know. That's actually good information. Because, yeah, I actually forgot how you unlock it. Because, in Crash 3, you unlock the time trial after you get the crystal. But, yeah, in here you have to get the save. I mean, it kind of makes sense, because,
This one features Dev Cooperenda's slow motion jumps. He used this to get by all kinds of airborne threats. Hit the triangle button while in the air to slow down time.
I mean, it kind of makes sense because, restoring the Thievius Racoonus is, like, the top priority of Sly in this game. So, after we get, like, the main the collectible for, getting the quote-unquote true ending. Yeah, we now have to...
Hey, Sly, you can adjust the game camera using the right analog stick. And to bring the camera behind you, click it.
Click it? Now, why would I want to click it? Alright. Okay, so those flashlight guards, you want to be very careful with them because they are incredibly dangerous. But we'll see what I mean once we access this level. God, I love the music. I love the music in this game. It's so tranquil. All right. Let's see what this level has in store.
Those rats got pegged.
Raleigh appears to have booby-trapped this entire place.
I'm gonna enjoy this.
Don't you get it, Sly? If you step on that rug, forget about becoming a master thief. You'll be a master dartboard.
Wait a second. What if I jumped into that barrel for protection?
I don't know. It looks pretty risky and very unsanitary.
Only one way to find out.
Oh my god, it actually worked. I don't believe it. For the titular level, we have to use this barrel as a cunning disguise, as Sly puts it. And yeah, basically, while you're in this barrel, you are completely invincible to the darts that these globes shoot. However, you're still vulnerable to enemies. So if you get hit by that flame attack, you're gonna take damage.
I bet if you stayed still inside the barrel, the guard won't be able to see you, even if he shines his flashlight on you.
So yeah, here we got the flashlight guard, and if you stay still, just like Metal Gear Solid, you're going to... This guy will actually not bother you. Although, these guys are not as smart as the... as the guys from Metal Gear Solid, because, you know, they can still sniff you out if you're in the box, so yeah. Alright. There's a bottle here. And for this guy, we just wanna dive into him. Now these flashlight guards, you want to be very careful, because if they spot you, they will shoot, they will actually... Okay, so basically, flashlight guards are basically range attackers. And if you get spotted by them, they will shoot a range attack, which homes in onto Sly. So, yeah, if you think you can get away from them scot-free, then you're mistaken, because... Yeah, those guys are... Because, yeah, they will shoot homing targets at you. So, yeah, you do not want to mess with them, because they can kill you. They can mess up with you very, like nothing else. And we're going to see the worst of them once we get to Chapter 2. Oh, well, to be fair, every chapter except for this one, because in this chapter, they're very simple to deal with. Also, I gotta say, I love the bass that plays when every time you do a step when you're in the barrel. I don't know why, it's charming. And yeah, similar to the flashlight guards, if you stay still on the spotlights, you're not gonna get discovered. And you basically need to do that in order to, you know... Oh, what the heck happened there? You basically need to do that in order to not trigger the alarm. Now, if the flashlight guard touches the barrel, you will get discovered. So, yes, get to a specific distance, and then once he shows up or once he turns around, just get out of the barrel and just whack him. Whack the fool! Oh my god. That was close. Alright, and here we have the final portion where we need the barrel. And there it is. And that is it for the barrel's usage. Oh yeah, I haven't showed the slow motion. So yeah, if you're in mid-air, you can press the triangle button to slow down time. And honestly, it's not that very useful, considering that I mean, you do have control on where you go, but it's not that useful when it comes to when it comes to utility. All right, let's move the secret compartment. And I'm missing a clue bottle somewhere. Oh wait. Oh, I guess there was 3 there. Okay. Never mind. I thought there were 2 of them.
Of a straight edge and compass, the answer was simple. Dial in 242.
A compass? Why would a compass be necessary for opening a safe? Maybe the clue bottles have like a riddle or something.
Interesting. Chris Cooper's dive collection technique. This move is an extension of the dive move you already know. Just jump and hit the triangle button near breakable objects for some fast breaking, fast collecting action.
Now, it doesn't... Now, another thing that it also does is that... Now, the description of what Bentley says is kind of misleading because you may think that, oh, you can just do this to collect coins, but no, basically what he means is that you can now do this. You can now use it in mid-air to actually collect coins in the blast radius, which is cool. Although, you know, coins do nothing here, but whatever. Not bad for a master dartboard. Nice. A moving master dartboard, if you will. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that when Bentley gets all the when Sly sends Bentley all the clues, I'm pretty sure there's like they're basically like a jigsaw, similar to Bowser's Inside Story's safe combination in the memory banks.
Astonishing.
If you know, you know.
All my calculations led me to believe you had failed to knock out that generator.
Never was good at math.
Well, here's a real test for you. I found a way up to Raleigh's hideout, but unfortunately, it is doomed to failure.
You're not gonna tell me I have to shoot myself out of that cannon.
I'm afraid that's the only way.
Now you're talking.
You're really scaring me, man. Anyway, to get inside that thing, you had to steal all 7 of Raleigh's treasure keys.
So what are we waiting for? You show me those hollow what's-its.
You mean my holographic markers?
Yeah. And I'll swipe whatever it takes to get shot out of that cannon and steal back my family's Thievius Racoonus.
All right. And oh my god, again? Yeah, for some reason my controller started to disconnect for no reason, so yeah. All right, let me have my controller above the table. All right. So in this level we have the gunboat graveyard and treasure in the depths. I'm actually gonna do that one last, so I'm gonna go up here to get the final, or to beat the final platforming level, I guess. And yes, I said platforming level because if you check the map, you will notice that yeah, this one only has a key, but not a safe or a time trial. So yeah, what's up with that? Well, we're gonna learn once we get to it. All right, the gunboat graveyard. I would say this is my favorite track of my favorite level in the game, or in this chapter, especially the track. So yeah, as you heard by the intercom, I guess, Raleigh is aware of our presence. and that he knows that we're stealing treasure keys. I'm actually gonna like that, even though it's kind of hard to hear what they say without subtitles, but whatever. It's early PS2, well, early-ish PS2, so yeah, subtitles were not always like the main, like a given, you know. Okay, so yeah, in order to get these 2 cool bottles without triggering the alarm, just destroy the siren, and you're good. And we get an eyeball. Spooky. Alright. You know, it would be really funny if the stars actually had eyes. That would be so funny. Ah! Yeah, that's actually another thing I don't do, is rely on the power-ups to kill the flashlight guards, because yeah, sometimes it just doesn't work. So yeah. Oh, thank God he didn't shoot. Thank God he didn't shoot me, because man, that would have sucked. That would have sucked like you wouldn't believe. Alright. But that's okay, because the big advantage about this game is that the levels are not that long. Because yeah, we're literally at the end. Alright, I'm gonna wait for him to shoot this. Or throw the literal throwing star. Again, I wish it was like a starfish. That would be pretty funny.
Press the circle to enter the
Ah, too slow.
This one was cake. Input 719.
Alright. 719. And I believe this is the coin magnet? Yeah, it is, because it's usually the last one of Raleigh.
Oh, you're lucky, Sly. This page features Karen Cooper-Giwa's coin magnet technique. All she had to do was stand near money, and it would magically jump into her purse. From now on, you'll automatically collect any coins you come near.
So yeah, now we have a coin magnet. Although, to be fair, the range of said magnet is not that big. So, yeah, it's nothing that spectacular, but still. Alright, silence the cannons. And that is actually the final missable achievement in Raleigh's hideout. Because yeah, like I said, the last key level does not have a safe, or it's not going to be a platforming level, and you're gonna see why once we get to it. And bonk. Alright. So we got treasure in the depths, so first let me get this 1-up. I don't really need 1-ups, but whatever. Since getting a game over is not that punishing. I mean, the only thing that does is take you back to the beginning of the level you died at. But oh boy, this one.
Found it, Sly. This is where Raleigh's gang of crabs stashes his sunken treasure. Use your sub to blast them. The left analog stick controls the sub. Give it a try. Great. Use the right analog stick to fire its gun. That's it. Remember, you can always drive the sub in one direction while firing in another. To earn a treasure key, you'll need to collect all 40 chests. Do not let a crab take one into a tube.
Okay, so here we have the first mini-game, I guess, of the game, where we have to destroy 40 treasure chests before a crab takes one into any of the air ducts they come from. And it doesn't matter if you're playing the original or the HD version. This minigame sucks. And I would say this is the first hard minigame of the game, or the first hard level of the game, which is ironic because it's a minigame. It's not a platforming level. So yeah, the hardest stuff in a platforming game is the non-platforming stuff. Who would have thunk? Although that being said, as long as you prioritize the crabs that grab the treasure, you're gonna be fine. Now, one, I guess, speedrunning tactic you can use is that if you destroy a crab when it has a chest, like when he's entering the the tube to get away, the chest will actually be destroyed. But yeah, we're getting close to the end, so let me shut up for a while. And first try.
Congratulations, you did it!
Crab. And there we go. We got the key. So yeah, not that hard, thank God. Because yeah, I used to have a lot of problems with that level. Although I could have sworn that it's harder on the HD version. I don't know. It's been so long since I played this game. I gotta replay it. I gotta replay the HD version someday. I mean, I do own it, so yeah. But yeah, there we go. We got all 7 treasure keys. We unlocked the cannon, so let's blast into Raleigh's airship and fight the first boss. I was gonna say major boss, but no, it's just the first boss. The Eye of the Storm. And I'm just gonna tell you right now. Guess what challenge achievement we have to do for the bosses? Take a wild guess. Take a wild guess.
How delightful. We have a guest. The only thing is, I hate unexpected guests.
Listen, Raleigh, wipe up my family and steal what's mine, you better expect company.
Oh, I'm ever so sorry. How sloppy of me not to finish the job. Obviously, we should have snuffed you out as well. So, without further ado, let me make amends by what? Bloating to gargantuan size and squashing you like the insignificant bug that you are.
Bring it on.
Oh my god, he's so thick. He's so thick. And here we go, Raleigh. And this guy, and you know, considering that we have a damageless achievement, it doesn't matter because this guy is really easy. Actually, no, I'm not gonna call him easy because the final hit can be pretty difficult. But yeah, phase 1, you can jump. But yeah, phase 1, he's going to do, or basically every hit except the last one, he's gonna do the same. He's gonna jump around and try to squish you. And yeah, basically, after some time, he's gonna deflate. And yeah, basically, you have to keep repeating this. Now, for phase 3, every time he jumps in a platform, the game will freeze. But also... yeah, the game froze, and the game froze while the game was still going, so yeah, I just fell into the water. Well, that sucks.
We have a guest.
Alright, I'm just gonna skip this.
Listen, Raleigh, wipe up my family and steal what's mine, you better expect company.
Oh, I'm ever so sorry. How sloppy of me not to finish the job. Obviously, we should have snuffed you out well. So, without further ado, bloating to gargantuan size and squashing you like the insignificant bug that you are.
Bring it on.
Alright, let me try that. Alright, let's try that again without, you know, the game bugging out on me. I get it, because he eats bugs. He's a frog. Okay, whatever. So yeah, phase 1, pretty simple. You can go into the platforms. Phase 2, he's going to drop all the platforms except the one you're standing on. Phase 3, he's going to drop the platform as soon as he bounces on it, and yeah, that's basically all it is. But for phase 1 and 2, as long as you go back and forward, this guy is... The first 2 phases are really easy. But yeah, it's phase 3 and 4 that are the more interesting ones. Because yeah, in phase 3, once he steps on the platform, he's gonna sink. However, similar to phase 1 and 2, you can just go back and forward. And he will... Oh no, he actually bounced twice. Oh, look at that. And oh my god. Nice. Wow. Yeah, remember when I said that this... Yeah, remember when I said that this guy is not hard? This is basically me getting jinxed. But yeah, I want to do something interesting for the third boss. And if you know what the third boss of this game is, you know, you might have an idea of what I want to do. Also, I just realized that the music gets more intense when Raleigh is bloated into a gargantuan size. Yeah, I actually never noticed that on the music. But then again, that's not a thing on the HD version because of a very interesting quirk about it, which I will mention once we defeat the third boss. Yeah, once we get to back here. Oh my god. Oh, okay. Alright, now for the fourth hit. And this one is the scary part. Yeah, I know, the scary part, even though I got hit in the other ones. We gotta jump the tongue. And we did it. The bogiest boss battles.
Well, gloat all you want, Sly Cooper. You're no match for Mugshot, my villainous cohort in Utah. You'll see. Mesa City is so well guarded, a snake couldn't slither in without setting off alarms.
Raleigh's section of the Thievius Racoonus held detailed instructions on how to perform my ancestor RetroAchievement Cooper's Ninja Spire Jump, a technique he developed while sneaking into the thickly fortified castles of feudal Japan. Finding a way off Raleigh's boat got a little tricky with the untimely arrival of Inspector Fox, who, failing to find me, busted Raleigh and his crew. With the storm machine out of commission, boats found their way back onto the ocean, and the mystery of the Welsh Triangle faded from memory. My gang and I loafed around England for a while, enjoying the pleasant weather, and then headed back home, excited for our next heist.